Hello, everyone. This is Realtor Linda Peltz. Today, I'm here with Alysia, and she's going to tell you all about her business. Go ahead, Alysia.
Thanks, Linda. We just had like a 15-minute conversation about your.
I know. So much for a quick synopsis, huh?
Yeah. So I'm Alysia Lyons. I am the mom support coach. So I support moms in the stuff that moms are struggling with, and predominantly I work with moms on mom guilt. And mom guilt is a joy sucker, and it really takes you out of living in the present with your kids. And our kids are only this age for a moment, right? We're constantly evolving, constantly
evolving.
Yeah. And so if we're
it's interesting in my field that I'll see the older generation come around, and then you build that rapport and that trust, and that they finally figure out you're looking out for them, and then pretty soon you'll see the kid and then the grandkid, and then it kind of come through. So I get to see kind of multi-generational in my line. So
that's really cool too. Yeah. And I mean, kids, they grow up so fast. So you blink and they're 18, and I mean, my son's 9 now, and he was a baby like 3 minutes ago. Like, what?
I used to tell my kids, I had 4 biological, and then I had the adopted ones, the 4 adopted ones that kind of fell on my doorstep. What do you do? But I used to tell them 18's prime. You better you better enjoy it, because the time you blink a few times, you're going to be my age. And they're like, I know mine are all hitting like mid 30s at this point, and they're like, man, mom, it's like I just blink and another year's went by. Do you realize we need to be like preparing for retirement at this point? And I'm like, yeah, I warned you.
No, my sister
so hard to get to that 21,
right?
Boom, it kind of passed you right by.
Right. And when I was 28, and my sister, who's 8 years older than me, she says, aren't you 30 yet? And I'm like, do you really want me to be 30? Because then you'll be pushing 40. I'm now almost 40, which means she's almost pushing 50. And I'm like, that was like 10 years ago. It's so awful.
Blink and you'll be right there where she's at. Yeah. I do think moms take on a lot of the pressures and stress of the family and the kids in general. And I do think that's an important role, is, us women supporting each other and realizing that, number one, we're not perfect. Number two, our kids aren't going to be perfect, but just, guide them into the future best we can, best we know, to where they can live some sort of a happy existence, and there's no law saying that we get to be there all the time with them. So they have to be able to do that on their own. So I think that's super important.
Yeah. And I think that what you just said is that, there's no perfection, but we hold ourselves to this impossible perfection standard, and we beat ourselves up if we don't meet it on 100% of the areas. And it's like, it's just so unrealistic, and it just weighs on you. Like, my mom still beats herself up over the fact that she's not a, air quotes, like, good housekeeper. Like, who cares? I don't remember the house being an absolute mess. Like, I don't ever remember there being dishes in the sink. Like, we did the dishes every night, like and yeah, there's clutter here and there, but like, who doesn't have clutter? I got clutter in my background. I'm like looking at the stuff.
Well, I just pointed this out to my kids this last week, is their dad died, which I am divorced, but my kids' dad died, and they were kind of beating themselves up. And I said, the whole point is we just have to enjoy each other while we're here, because and stop worrying about some of this other stuff, and stop the bickering and the nitpicking on each other. And I would much rather have a person in my life than whatever it is that they're leaving me. So, I enjoy my friends. I enjoy the kids. Best I can, when they'll allow you to, because they have they're coming of age, that they're having their own doubts and issues and different things. So I would much rather have the people in my life and enjoy them while they're here than worry about what's going to happen, after they're gone. So I just don't want to have any regrets, and I do think that the stress and pressures of life kind of get to us sometimes. So
for sure. And my son and I were watching a movie a couple weeks ago now, and I think it's The Mitchells versus the Machines, and it's basically the cartoon version of how Terminator happens, like, that the machines take over the world and they capture all the humans, and so the Mitchells are the only family that's left, and so they save humanity. And sorry if I ruined it for everybody, spoiler alert. So
spoiler
alert. But in the movie, the dad is very not technologyable. He's not a technology person, and everybody else has technology. And at one point he's like, this is our last breakfast or dinner before our daughter goes off to college, and let's put the devices down and like look at each other. And they're like, I can't look, it's, and so they end up taking this cross-country trip to take the daughter to school instead of flying her. And so he's trying to show the two kids, like, look at that, and this is so cool, and come on kids, like come see XYZ. And they're like, Dad, we're busy, we're watching a video. And he like just defeated starts walking away. And I just haphazardly tell my son, like, just not even thinking about it, just saying, that's how parents feel when kids are on their devices all the time. And my child, bless his little heart, just burst into tears. And I'm like, I was just being funny. Like, I wasn't trying to make you feel guilty or anything. So we had a conversation about it, and I said, let's check in with each other. Like, I feel like I'm getting enough attention from you. If you feel like you're getting enough attention for me, like, let's just check in. Literally every day for a week and a half, he was checking in. Are you getting enough attention, Mom? Yes, I'm good. Are you getting enough?
Oh, that is so cute.
Yes,
that's kind of like my clients.
Right?
I don't want to be a bug, but in the same respect, I want to, know that you're okay and you're out there. And if you need anything, I'm here.
Right. Exactly. And so finally he realized, he's like, Mom, I don't think I'm getting enough attention. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good to know. Like, what would you like? Would you like me to sit up in the, because he's playing video games and I'm working, right? And I was like, would you like me to work in the same room that you're playing video games? He goes, yeah, that would be great.
That is so cute.
Ever since. Yeah. So, and he's mentioned a couple things where he's like, I want to be like that family on YouTube that like does fun stuff together. And I'm like, dude, we do fun stuff together. Like, you have to realize that that's just like a piece of their life. I work from home, so it kind of feels like I'm not hanging out with you and spending time with you. But if I didn't work from home, you'd be at daycare while I was working. But now, like, at least we get to hang out while I'm working, So we just have these kinds of conversations about like the expectations of what we're seeing on YouTube and what we see in movies. And, just, it's important to let kids know reality of versus what they're watching on YouTube. And it's like, and when we tell you like, hey, let's go for a quad ride, you don't say no.
That's the 5 minutes we have to give you. I'm sorry, but all of us have to work somehow. I mean, we have to support our family. We have to keep a roof over it. I have preached that to my children for as long as I can remember. You will have to do something in this life. It might as well be something you love. It might as well be something you have a passion for, because you will be doing something no matter what your thought process is. Now you think somebody's going to come in and take care of you, or there's not, you're never going to divorce. It's always going to be, just all smooth. And life has dictated over the years that most people, a huge percent, have to work. Might as well do something you love. And you're going to have to fit the family in around that. Right. So the family has to cooperate, kind of like my clients. They have to cooperate. You're not my only client. As much as I love you, I do have multiple clients that I have to deal with. And it's kind of like the children. You have multiple children you have to deal with. At least I did. I had 8 of them. I remember running my companies as a young person, and my children were young, and I'd have the baby seat under my foot, and I was rocking it while I was talking. Most people didn't see all that going on, but that's real life. You're trying to work, you're trying to focus, and your foot's down there, doing a little rock on the thing, keeping the baby happy and different things. Of course, as they grow, the different activities change and different things, but it's so important. I think we as a society need to take pity on if on some of the employees, I guess, or business out in the world, and realize when you're standing there giving a hard time to that person, they are a real person with a real family, with a real life, with real children that's dealing with real stressors, and you're standing there being a butthead. Was it really necessary? Why don't we work together and help each other through life instead of being such buttheads? But it doesn't always work that way. So that's
Passion.
great to have people like you around to help support us. I remember my younger years, some of the neighborhood moms and stuff, some of them were really, really struggling, and it's like, here, send the kids over, go take a bath or a shower or whatever floats your boat for 5 minutes and catch your breath, so.
And I divorced my son's dad around 7 years ago. My son's 9 now, so he was like 14 months old when I separated. And like the time right when I separated, I remember my parents oh so lovingly, and they said, we're not built-in babysitters, because I moved in with my dad and my stepmom. They're like, we're not built-in babysitters. And looking back, I took that statement as, don't ever ask us to babysit, right? Which is not what they said, but that's how I took it. So I felt like I had zero support at that point. I was like, I'm alone. I'm a single mom now, and I have no help whatsoever. And this sucks. And then, like, I don't know, 2 years later, I remember driving home from a conference and just in tears, so grateful for all the support that I had in my life. And that's why I call myself the mom support coach, because support is like the essence of what
we all need it. We all need
Yeah.
somebody in our corner. It maybe isn't a maid, it maybe isn't your neighbors, but I have a lot of fantastic well, maybe they even started out as clients, but they've become friends, and talk about that personal stuff that's kind of maybe going on behind the scenes that most people don't really realize goes on, even though, let's face it, if it's going on in your life, something's probably going on in mine. So I mean, I don't have this perfect life, so I don't know that anybody out there really does. So we all could stand to have somebody in our corner, and sometimes you need somebody to listen. So that's very cool. Very nice.
The biggest part of my job is the listening. Like, there's some people, like, I'm a certified coach, so I can coach you too, but like a lot of moms, they're just like, I just need somebody to listen. And they're like, oh, best coaching session ever. And I'm like, I said 4 words, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
You just got to get it off your chest.
Wow. Yeah.
That's fantastic, Alysia. Fantastic. I know we've known each other for quite some time, and I've always enjoyed your social media posts, and I've always enjoyed meeting you in person and different things. So I know we've been around for quite some time. We were talking about that a little bit before we got on here, so it's been a while. So
yeah,
thanks for being there for everybody, and I know where I can go if I just need to vent for a minute.
right. I'm a good listener.
That's great. I think you'd need it in that position. So how does everybody get a hold of you?
So I'm pretty easy to find. It's AlysiaLyons.com. My name is spelled a little different, ALYSIALYONS.com. I have a podcast for moms. It's called Imperfect Momming, Better Parenting Through Self-Healing. We have a new episode every week, and I post blogs every week. And then I'm at Mom Support Coach on all the social media platforms.
Fantastic. Send me all those links, and I'll include it with this, and I'll include it with the articles that we're going to do on us. So
Oh, absolutely. And I'm thank you for letting me do this. This is exciting.
Oh, thank you for being out there and helping everybody. I just think if we're not contributing to the world to make it a better place, then, why are you here? So if you're
Yeah.
out there just trying to hurt us, go away. We don't
Yeah.
need you or want you. So
Right.
I like all the positive ones.
Exactly. Yeah. Put some positivity out into the world.
Definitely. Well, it was good seeing you today. And this is Realtor Linda Peltz. I guess we'll sign off for the day. I am here for all you and your friends' real estate needs and questions. And Alicia's here for all you moms that just need somebody to kind of talk to. So make sure you get a hold of wherever we fit in your life, and we'll hopefully make the world a better place together. So everybody have a great day, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye.